Like they say, certain things are not for the faint-hearted. I think agriculture is one of these. So I recently ventured into watermelon production, and I am here in my watermelon garden. It is about 1 acre. It spans from this boundary to the other extreme. But the experience is both interesting and challenging, because so far there are some parts of the garden is already fruiting, others are yet kind of a lot stunted. If you can see from this, now these are some of the fruits that I have produced, I have got from the garden, but there is something that is happening to them. Some insects are penetrating them and spoiling the fruits. I am not a farmer by profession, I am a journalist. But I'm trying to do this because I want to contribute towards the feeding my nation. But how do I do this? Now, I decided to do this video to share the knowledge so that you who is experienced in the field of agriculture and other people who may be aspiring to venture into the same project can learn something. But also, you the professionals can guide us on how best we can do this so that we can contribute to feeding our nation, we can contribute to feeding this world, because we need agriculture. Like they say in my country, agriculture is the backbone of the country. So I'm going to take you through to see part of the gardens, like how the plants are doing, the conditions they are in, so that it gives you a clear perspective of what you should expect when you decide to venture into this project. But also, those who are professionals in the project can come and share that knowledge on how best I can improve on what this project that I have started, so that going forward we can reap some success out of it, and we can have some watermelons on our table. So without taking much time, let me take you straight. So here in my watermelon garden, right from the beginning, you see a lot of challenge here. That some of the crops are really like this one. They are so stunted. They are now more than a month old, but then you can see how badly they are doing. The leaves are yellowing. I have tried to use some sprays that they're kind of changing, but maybe it was a little too late. Just maybe to give you a bit of the background. At the time I have planted the crops, midway there was a lot of rain, so the rain kind of affected many of the plants. It washed out some of the plants in the garden, but then others managed to survive, like this part of the garden managed to survive. But then yes, some plants are doing quite well. Like if you see this one, this particular one is trying to do its best. It is yeah, it's almost at the fruiting stage. You can see maybe this side, I don't know whether you're able to see the flowers, but yeah, it has some flowers already. And others are doing quite much better. We started mulching. We have not yet completely done it. That's why you can see this. Some of the crops, like you can see here, yeah, we are continuing to do what we thought could help support, because we are heading towards the dry season already. Many farmers and people, stakeholders in the agricultural sector that I've consulted have recommended many sprays for me to kind of use to overcome this. I must say that some of the crops look promising. You can see some of them, like this one. The neighbor is not so good. I want to take you to ones that already have some fruits, so that we can talk on the fruits that we are seeing. Now, as part of the intervention to ensure the success of this project, I was advised to put this kind of thing, what they call the trap. Now, the trap is the insect trap. Is something that is used to trap what they call melon flies. Melon flies are a kind of insects that do affect the fruiting process. I understand they lay their eggs on either in the flowers or in the or in the fruits themselves. So at the end of the day, they spoil the fruits. I don't know whether what I experienced the other side was actually a product of the melon flies, but let me show you this. Now here is one of the fruits that my garden has registered so far, but if you can see, there is some black spot on it near where that insect is moving. There is some black spot, which I would like to presume could be already an impact of the what? Of the melon flies. So to you who is an agriculturalist, agricultural consultant, when you see a product, a project like this, what comes to your mind? What do you advise? I have seen many people, even in this region, do agriculture. I forgot to tell you that this project is in Nwaya district in northern Uganda. I have not done soil sampling to try to understand the level of acidity and alkalinity in the soil, but I just decided to do this and try, because it's a learning project for me, and that's why I want us to all learn from this project and see how best going forward we can improve. The most disturbing part is when I look at these plants from near where the roots are. You see those yellowish flowers, and some are kind of drying up. Parts of them are already drying up. I don't know why exactly. I shared with my supplier, my seed supplier in Kampala. They recommended some sprays that I used, and I think it could have been the reason why when you see when you follow the stem going upwards, you realize that the upper fruits, the upper leaves, are greener in their looks. I don't know whether it's the sprays that have helped with that, but I am continuing to seek knowledge because I want to gain as much knowledge as possible, but also to excel in this kind of project, and also to help fellow farmers who may be interested in venturing into watermelon. I have had many myths from various people. They say, watermelon is quite challenging, you cannot do this, it is just too hard to do, it always fails people. Many people have tried and run away from. But then I still know that there are some people that do succeed in this project. But how do they succeed? What makes them succeed? And what makes me fail? Now that is those are the questions that I want to get answers to. And I want all of us who may be interested in the watermelon production to get the answers, so that together we can thrive. We can support agriculture, we can support food security, both in Uganda and globally. And, we can have fun doing agriculture also, because what I think is that agriculture needs to be made more fun than it is perceived as a sort of laborious and tiring and less rewarding, kind of venture. So when I follow my garden here, there is only one part. There is one promising plant that has kind of borne a much better fruit. I'm trying to locate it here. Here in my garden, I work with Brian. Brian is the guy you're seeing there. I want Brian to show us where the other fruit is. Brian, okay, let's follow. Let's see from Brian. Now this is so far the biggest fruit that we have registered from this project. You can see some promises already. And this place is near an ant hill. So I must basically, the crops that are near this ant hill are doing much better than the others that are away from. I don't know whether there is maybe a sort of different, you know, this level of alkalinity or acidity is varying between this area and the other areas of the what? Of the garden. Here you can see, even if you follow the leaves, they are much greener and they are not as like drying like the other parts. Even those leaves near the what? Those initial leaves that are near the stems. I want us to move together and learn from this. Now in this area, when I look at this, most of this area, the crops are actually much promising. Most of them are just flowering. They have not yet put the fruits. But you can see that they are much healthier than the initial part which I showed you. I know very well for a fact that agriculture is challenging. I know that many people consider it a dirty work, but I also know that many people have excelled. In some parts of the world, the richest people are the farmers. And I am trying to change that story and attract as many people into the agriculture. Tell more people to embrace farming. Not just to look at the challenges of agriculture as a tiring kind of work, but we should embrace it as a rewarding, you know, a more rewarding activity also. Yeah. So Brian is trying to clear the grass that are emerging in the garden. We recently had to did the weeding, the second weeding of the garden, and that's why we are heading already towards the dry season, and we're trying to, as much as possible, start the mulching process. We thought we needed to first focus on where the branches are growing towards, because we think the dry season might not be so far from now, but we still hope to, you know, get some rainfall. So as we hope for some rainfall, we don't want to first cover the stems and the roots. We think it maybe after the last rain has fallen, then we can cover you know, the stems of the crops. So here we are trying to gain knowledge. If you are a farmer interested in agriculture, or you have been into watermelon production, I want you to share your knowledge with us. How best can we succeed? Can we make this watermelon project a success? Previously, in my initial project, I actually lost a whole acre of the crops because they dried up. At some point, the crops, the fruits were all affected so badly. Then the roots started drying, and everything just dried, just like that. And at that time, I tried to use a lot of some spray called Profecron. It is supplied in Uganda by a company called Soyana, I think. So yeah, Profecron, it works to get rid of the insects that were affecting the crops, but I don't know how it failed to help with the insects affecting the fruits themselves. Because yes, it helped with the leaves, but it failed on the fruits. And it is one thing that has been bothering me. At that time, I was advised to buy this kind of what they call the melon trap. Let me see if I can show it to you properly. Now, the melon trap is that thing inside this bottle. That thing that small thing you are seeing inside the bottle. How best to do it is to put it in a bottle like that, hang it, and when the melon flies come and land on them, they kind of die. It's an amazing kind of science. I can't really explain how this works, but I think agriculturalists know well. Unfortunately, some thieves raided my garden and stole all the traps that were then remaining. So far, I remained with only one piece, and it is what I have put in that garden. But when you can sit down, I don't know how best I can make you see that. Let me see if I can focus down. No, it's not successful. But yeah, down the bottle there are lots of dead melon flies that were around the garden. So this is it. This is the thing that I'm trying to do. I want to show you some of the challenges. Again, like I showed you at the beginning, now this is one of the plants. You can see how much the others have grown, but this one is still this stunted, and I don't have any hope on this, on this plant. My question is, how best do I do it? This is now, some people might think it's about weeding. It's not really about the weeding. There are many plants, even in the areas that we have finished weeding, that are doing even worse than this particular one. But also in the neighborhood, you can still see others trying to pick up, like this one is trying to pick up. So it still gives the question as to why. There is a lot of the why question that I am seeking answers to. So if you have the answers to this kind of question, or to the questions that I've asked, kindly share in the comment section so that together we can learn, and together we can grow, and together we can fit our country and the world at large. Agriculture is an interesting thing that, much as it is challenging, but it is the thing that keeps us going. I know each one of us eats every day. So if farmers gave up and stopped producing crops because of the challenges that they incur, just like these ones that I am experiencing, then there may not be much. We will not have what to eat, and we will also die. So for us to continue surviving, how do we overcome these challenges? If you are an agriculturalist, you are free to share your comment in the comment section, or we can still get in touch and we talk further about this, because I would really appreciate. Now, in parts of the garden, I lost so many crops. Like in this part that I'm showing you, yes, we've done the weeding and all sorts of things, but most of this area doesn't have melon crops, because the crops just disappeared. Either they were washed by the rain, because we experienced too much rain between mid and late October, or they just died. Of course, we tried to replace them at some point, but the ones we transplanted also died because there was too much rain at the time. For other crops, people say, and it does happen, that when there is so much rain, it is much easier to transplant, and they can pick up more easily. But for watermelon, I have found it to be a lot more challenging, that when you transplant, the chances of it thriving again becomes hard. So this is my project that I've decided to share with you. I hope this helps someone, or we can share knowledge and learn from this together, so that I can overcome the challenges, and any other person interested in watermelon production can learn from this kind of project, and going forward we can grow watermelon in large numbers and feed our country and feed ourselves and also feed our pockets. Thank you for watching, and thank you to anyone who is sharing that knowledge. Let me thank you in advance. To those who are here to learn, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss, because I know a lot of knowledge is going to be shared in the comment section. You don't want to miss. But also, after this, I am still doing another video set which will be sharing what will have happened if there are some recommendations that people will give me that I would want to take up. I want to share this project up to the end, whether it will succeed or not. I want to keep you posted so you can always learn from it. So thank you once again for sharing. For watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you also contribute your knowledge. If you are a watermelon farmer or a specialist in agriculture, I will appreciate your advice. Thank you, and bye-bye.